You're listening to the Line Sports Talk Podcast, Thanksgiving Hangover Edition. Here we go. Week 12, pick them against the spread on Week 12 already. Listening to the Line Sports Talk Podcast. Joey Peeps, Pepperjack. No sense in wasting any time. We all have headaches and food comas, or maybe I'm just speaking for myself.
No, you're not alone, buddy.
Oh, I feel like hell, but that's we're all self-induced. Let's see if we can't warm up some of these picks. Pepperjack, you pointed out to me that there's a good possibility I did not submit my pick for the Steelers-Colts game on Thursday night when we did our 3-game pick'em show. Did you just not hear it, or did I not say it?
I don't know. I think you gave my pick, and then you were going to give your pick, but Joey Peeps started talking about concussions.
Well, that's we interrupt people because that's due to brain trauma. Just letting everybody know it's a serious issue.
Yeah, it's not to be laughed at. But yeah, I had Pittsburgh winning that game 31-17. So maybe I gave Scott Tolzien and the Indianapolis Colts a little bit too much credit. But all in all, yesterday I think we all fared halfway decent. I did lose the Minnesota game. I don't know how I saw them.
I took one on the chin with the Dallas Cowboys that late Washington touchdown. But hey, like my man Meatloaf once said, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, so I'll take it. True.
And you took one on the chin from a Cowboy. Go figure.
Zing!
He's back. All right. Well, let's get after it, man. First game of the week already. I don't know how I feel about any of this. I really don't. The Houston Texans had probably a pretty tough plane ride home from Mexico City. I thought that Monday night game officiating was terrible on both sides. I don't know if anybody did see it, but I did catch a clip of DeAndre Hopkins down the sidelines where his foot did go out of bounds.
I have to ask real quick, did Chapo Guzman, did he release some of the wives of those two officials because he got what he wanted, right?
Everything's fine now. El Chapo has got what he wanted. He had the Raiders minus the points. It worked out.
That's what I figured.
Jack, did you see that by any chance? Did you see the clip of Hopkins down the sidelines?
No doubt in my mind he stepped out.
Yeah, he did. At first, when it happened live, I thought there's no way he stepped out. I saw replay after replay. Didn't think so. And then when I actually saw that particular view that you cannot see from behind somebody's head on the sidelines, he stepped out of bounds. It was the right call. It can stop now. And you and I had discussed they held Khalil Mack all night long.
All night long.
All night long, just like Lionel Richie once said.
Like Lionel Richie.
So, anyhow, Houston maybe hanging their head after that beatdown, but they are a home dog. The Houston Texans are getting 1.5 at home, over under at 46.5 with the visiting San Diego Chargers. Pepperjack, get me started.
Yeah, I look at that line. Houston, I thought, played pretty well on Monday night. I think maybe Brock Osweiler needs someone to laser his vision against San Diego because he seemed to have a better game. The interesting stat that I have, consensus pick, the 46 points, 88% of the betting public believes that game is going to go over. Over. 88%. I've never seen a number that high during the regular season.
Really? Over the 46.5. Okay.
Yep, 88%. Houston might be a little bit hungover from the Monday Nighter. Didn't really have a long trip home from Mexico City to Houston. Boy, I don't know, though. San Diego Didn't San Diego lay an egg prior to their bye week?
They did. They shit the bed against the Dolphins. I think Rivers it might have been the Dolphins. Rivers threw that game away. I think he threw 4 picks.
Yeah, and according to my stats, Chargers don't do too well after a bye week. I think, let me look it up here for you. They are. I can't find it, but they're like 0-4 after a bye week. Or I'm sorry, 1-7 against the spread their last games after a bye week. Of course, it's one of those useless pieces of information that probably doesn't mean a whole lot. I'm going to go with America and go over. I'm going to say San Diego does lose this game.
Wow.
I think it's going to be a close game, 27-25 Houston.
Yeah, I like. Again, you and I are on a similar page. I'm going to cough it out there before Joey Peeps gives us his 2 cents here. San Diego 10-4 against the spread in its last 14 games, but they're 6-16 straight up over the last 22 under what's his name, Mike McCoy. They've lost some close games this year. Good teams don't lose close games. I think Houston maybe a little bit of a hangover, but I think this is a team that's not as bad as you think. They've got a record that shows that they can win some games. I think Houston wins this one. I think they win it outright, 26-23, and I do think they cover that 1.5-point spread. Joey Peeps.
Stat for you. The San Diego Chargers are 0-0 against teams coming home from Mexico, just so everybody knows.
Very interesting.
Yes, very interesting stats. One of those stats that they can, they can chalk up. But I'm with you guys. I'm rolling with the Texans as well. I think this is a get well game. And here's the thing about the San Diego Chargers is I'm ready. There's been weeks this year where I've been ready to call them good, and then you see against the Dolphins like, oh wait a minute, that's right, they're not that good.
No.
I like Houston coming home, licking their wounds. I'm sure they might play a little. Bill O'Brien might have them ready to play a little pissed off because they feel they might have got a little raw deal south of the border.
Give me a score.
So I'm going to go 31-24 Houston in a pretty good game.
All right, and that's going over. So we all are at 46.5. I've got it at 49. Jack's got it at 52?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all right. Well, if the betting public sees it at 88%, we'll see how that turns out. So on to the next one here. This game is actually curious to me because you got some changes. Chicago Bears playing host to the Tennessee Titans. The Titans are a 5.5-point favorite. Over under here 42. Peeps?
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm gonna say the Bears actually cover. They're not gonna win this game, but I say the Bears will cover at home. I think it'll be a cold, shitty Chicago day on that frozen tundra, this Lambeau Field. I do like the Tennessee Titans to pull it out though.
84 and sunny.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Tennessee 23, Chicago 20.
All right, so Tennessee winning in a squeaker. Joe has no interest. So are you taking Tennessee?
I'm taking Tennessee to win. I'll take the Bears to cover the 5.5 though at home.
Okay. I'm not too far off behind you in my initial breakdown, but as I started to really stare at this, Jay Cutler is out. Matt Barkley is in. They have 2 major injuries on the offensive line. Alshon Jeffries is out due to suspension. The Chicago Bears are in complete and total disarray. I think that Tennessee is an up-and-coming team. We talk about them week in and week out. I have a man crush on Marcus Mariota. Rashard Matthews has been my stallion in fantasy football that I'm going to hump his back all the way to the trophy collection table. Tennessee wins this game 33-20 and covers. Pepperjack, what do you got?
This game has gone over, the Titans have gone over 7 times out of the last 8 weeks.
That's right.
They're averaging about 33 points per game the last 3 games. I agree with you. I don't see Matt Barkley doing much. I don't know.
If you remember, though, a couple of years ago when he came in, he actually played well, made some nice throws. I'm not a believer, but he played okay.
I guess I'm curious as to why that total is only 42 when the Titans have averaged 33 points per game the last 3 games. That
cold, shitty weather in Chicago, I would assume.
Yeah, it's 41, so it doesn't look too crazy. I don't know what the wind looks like.
Well, I'm going to go Titans 27, Bears 19. Covering the spread, going over.
27-19, Tennessee. We are in a... Yeah, I see it. Joey's got the only one on the other side of that one. So another game up in a armpit of the country where it's probably going to be pretty cold. I'll find out for us in a second. But the warm weather Florida dirtbag Jacksonville Jaguars travel to Buffalo. Buffalo is a 7.5-point home favorite. Over under here 45. That's a lot of points for the Buffalo Bills. I don't see that offense being very explosive at all. I know LaShawn McCoy is dinged and banged and just had thumb surgery. I don't think he's playing. Has anybody heard anything? LaShawn McCoy?
No.
Anybody?
No.
Anybody?
Nothing on Shady.
Bueller?
I haven't heard, but I heard Mike Gillisley is also injured. I believe he had a hamstring injury on Wednesday, so that tells me I don't even know who their third back is in that team.
Brucey.
Reggie Bush.
It's Brucey's time.
It is Brucey's time. Put Brucey in. Let Brucey play. Well, couple quick things for you. Jacksonville 1-4 against the spread in its last 5. 0-5 straight up in its last 5. Jacksonville is a notoriously shitty road team. 2-20 straight up in the last 22 road games. The Jacksonville Jaguars suck. This is not a good football team. I don't like the 7.5 points in an NFL game. I don't want to trust it, but I'm going to take Buffalo to cover the 7.5 and win this game 20-11.
Well, see, I'm having mixed emotions. Yeah, we have Jacksonville going to Buffalo. I mean, not to mention they're not a good team, and also they're going into that frozen, frigid land that is Western New York.
Sure.
I gotta go with you too. I don't like to lay that many points in an NFL game, but I don't really see the Jaguars. I'm watching the Jaguars and having them travel on the road. And Buffalo, this is a game Buffalo should cover if they're a team that wants to contend for something. This is a game they should win handily. So, and I'm going to say they do. I'm going to say Buffalo 28, Jacksonville 14.
Right. It's going to be 46 there in cloudy. So weather probably won't be horrible. No wind. Go ahead, Jack. You got a pick?
Yeah, I see Jacksonville moving over to heading to Buffalo, a little frigid temperatures as a 7.5-point underdog. I don't see them coming out covering that spread. I'm with Joey. I think it's a 14-point spread. I'm going to go Buffalo 30, Jacksonville 16. Tyrod Taylor.
Yeah, Tyrod Taylor, who does not throw the ball very often, it seems, or has nobody to throw it to, apparently. So Cincinnati travels to Baltimore. This is another AFC North black and blue kind of game, but I think that Cincinnati is officially in a position to begin looking for another head coach. I think Marvin Lewis is done. His voice has an expiration date. They're tired of hearing the same old story. It's just not a good football team. Defensively, they're not as physical as they have been in years past. They're doing their best to fizzle out. I think the whole thing is lame duck at this point for Marvin Lewis. Over-under here is 40.5. Baltimore is a 4-point favorite at home. I think that if this is a different Cincinnati Bengals team in years past, this is a consistently 2.5, 3-point spread amongst division rivals. I see Joe Flacco having a good time against that secondary that's not as good as they have been in years past. Minus Reggie Nelson, minus Adam Jones. The Cincinnati Bengals lose these guys who can play football. They're not there anymore. That's not the same defense. Baltimore's going to sit home and beat them 20-10. I think without A.J. Green on the field, Andy Dalton loses a weapon. Fantasy implication, I would really look for a guy like Brandon LaFell to step up and maybe catch one, but I just don't see them doing a whole lot. Baltimore's defense is solid. 20-10 Baltimore.
I have to go, and I've always said the Ravens are overrated, but they don't have to be. They can still be overrated and beat the Bengals at this juncture.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go 21-13 Baltimore. That might even be generous. I could even see it being 24-13. I don't know. Maybe this is a division game. You never know. And who knows? Maybe Marvin Lewis is going to have. They're going to want to play for this guy, and But I think it's all. It's all over said and done.
Stephanie Bernard.
It doesn't look good.
No, the roof's caving in.
Old Danny Bonaduce's got a hurt shoulder. Yeah, it's not a good moment for the Bengals right now.
Unless A.J. McCarron wants to step in there and show you how you're slinging around.
You never know. I mean, what if that could be an X factor on Sunday? Because I like A.J. McCarron. I think he's going to be just fine.
I think so too. Pepper Jack, give me the picks, kid.
Okay, so the Rex Burkhead show is not going to happen Sunday.
Wouldn't count on it.
At home, the Baltimore Ravens are allowing a NFL best 51.2 rushing yards per game.
Yeah.
Bengals are 0-4 straight up